didn't understand what you were doing.
That's okay.
Now I do. I get it.
Yeah.
Well, okay.
Let's just do it.
All right. Let's just do it. Here we go. Greetings, cocktail fans, and welcome to episode 80 of The Gentlemen of Elegant Leisure. I'm Dave, along with Jason.
Hello.
And Fred, right?
Hello? What are you doing way over there, Dave?
Well, we've changed our seating arrangements for this show, to honor episode 80. It's a milestone.
Yeah.
Oh.
And I'm sitting off on the side, and we've changed the direction of sort of where I'm sitting because we've got video now, folks. Go check our YouTube channel out. And so it's going to be focused mostly on Jason because that's what he likes.
I know.
But we'll rotate it 90 degrees. Then we'll rotate another 90 degrees next time.
Well, then we'll just keep on going.
Yeah.
I do know that we have people that do watch our YouTube channel because my friend Eddie that I...
Yes, he left a
Really?
left a comment.
Yes. Oh, did he?
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't know he left a comment because he contacted me personally.
Oh.
And he'll be delighted again to be mentioned. This is twice as many episodes that Eddie is getting a shout out.
Yeah.
Keep it real, Eddie!
I want to see a picture.
Send in a picture.
He's on our Facebook page. You can click on the link.
To see a picture of Eddie?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. He's left a comment.
How's he on our Facebook page?
Well, he's left a comment.
Oh, I see.
You
So I
just
can go
click
to
on, it shows you on the comment.
I can go to the fake Facebook page that Jason set up for his mythical friend Eddie.
Yeah, don't go for a couple of days.
So you get
I gotta
the
come back
backstory
with-
filled in.
That's right. We're gonna get a fake mustache. I'm gonna do my hair a little different and
David's just gonna send me there.
yeah.
No, I have not actually met Eddie myself in person. So there is
Jacques Hughes!
No, Eddie, yes,
there could be some substance to what you're saying, but I think he is real.
Subterfuge.
Eddie is outside of your comfort zone.
He is definitely.
And your zip code.
Yeah. Is he?
Yes. He lives in Vancouver.
Yeah.
Oh.
And you don't go into Vancouver
No,
for
never.
socializing.
No.
Things.
I'm against it.
Exactly.
But I've heard tales of Eddie. In fact, that could be a whole new podcast. Tales of Eddie.
That's our spin-off podcast. What we'll do is we'll ask Eddie once a week to send in a story.
Yeah.
We will, not a long one, just but a complete one.
Right.
An adventure that's happened in his life.
Right.
And then we will either...
Act it out. Radio drama.
I like it.
Yeah, or we will embellish it.
Yeah.
All right. Tales of Eddie it is.
Now I know Eddie worked for the post office. Did he act? Did he deliver?
He did.
Right. So he was out and about.
Oh, yeah.
So he would have seen all kinds of stuff.
Oh yeah, I bet he's got all sorts of wacky
wow.
stories about stumbling across
yeah.
dead bodies and mysteries and stuff like that.
Well, if Eddie was real, that would be something to hear.
He is, not only is he real, he's real interesting.
Oh,
Yeah.
real interesting.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right.
Tune in on next episode 81 for Tales of Eddie.
Eddie.
But until then,
Yeah,
we're
we're gonna do drinks.
we're gonna drink, folks.
So we got a whole bunch of things happening this week. Not with us.
No.
No.
But it's Negroni week.
It is Negroni.
It is Negroni week, depending on when you listen. It's Negroni week now, anyway, and it'll still be Negroni week when we publish.
In theory, barring any issues with
Oh, sure.
the uploading of said show,
Sure.
It should
Solar flares, nuclear waste.
I think Negroni week ends on the 30th of the month, which is a Sunday this year. And I always hate it when the week ends on Sunday.
Oh, bad luck.
No, I just, like I look at a calendar,
Yeah.
Yeah.
and I think that it goes Sunday to Saturday,
Yeah.
Yeah.
not Monday to Sunday.
Yeah, that's
right.
confusing.
Yeah.
That's a good point.
Yeah.
I don't like those. And if you get one of those calendars in your house, you're going to miss everything by a day.
Oh, you guaranteed.
Yeah.
And I had a manager, that's how we did do this, the schedule.
Yep.
Eric.
Yeah. Not Fred's brother,
No,
but the different Eric.
although he might do it
Still,
too.
he probably does.
And so you would look at it and you would say, I don't have any days off next week. And then he would say, no, you do, because see, look at this. You're like, but that's not how, I'm looking at a calendar, not your weird thing. And because he always changed it, there was not a regular schedule, as you know. I've complained about this for years at the time. I eventually quit.
Oh,
Yeah.
good.
But yeah, he would have you working like 9 days in a row.
Mhm.
And you say, I can't work 9 days in a row. And you say, but look, I
not
gave you the Thursday off. And I'm like, I didn't give a shit about the Thursday.
It's not really 9 days in a row. It's 3 days off and then 4 days and then 5 days and then another 3 days off. Well, that's 9 days. You're looking at it all wrong.
Yeah, that's right. You're not getting the big picture here. In a year, you're allowed these
Yeah.
days off.
That's right. You're gonna get all of those in September.
What an idiot. And then on the day I quit, which was the day that he actually did one of these scheduling things,
Yep.
because he says, I think you're not going to be able to have that day off. I think I'm going to need you to work that. And I said, I think I'm going to need you to read this.
Oh,
And he read that and he was like, oh, no, I'm not very happy about that. He made a few calls, he went and did some other stuff. Then he came back to me and he said, you're not quitting because of me, are you? I wish I had the balls to have said,
yeah.
you didn't help. But I didn't. I said, no.
Oh, I'm retiring.
That's right.
I'm 32 years old and I decided to retire to my island of the tropics.
Called it quits.
Oh, wow.
So it's Negroni week and it ends on Sunday the 30th.
Oh,
and
right,
so when
right,
you actually hear this, it's still Negroni week and you can go out and get yourself a Negroni somewhere.
Oh yeah, no, you should. And today is also Bourdain Day, and for Anthony Bourdain.
Why, did he die today?
Well, it's his birthday, and yes. But also, Negroni was his favorite drink. It didn't,
Yeah.
I don't know if that's a good thing. It didn't save him.
No.
Well, I don't think he had any Negronis on his birthday.
Did he really die on his birthday?
Well, everybody keeps saying happy birthday, and it's been a year since you've died. So,
Yeah, but sometimes people say that because it's been a year since you died, but not
Right.
to the date.
yeah.
It just seems strange. I mean, I guess why not go out on the same day you came in?
It's not a bad.
Yeah, no, it is a bad idea.
Oh,
Dave.
okay.
No,
It's a really bad idea.
Whose birthday's next?
Tom.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, Tom.
Yeah.
But anyway, so we've got Negroni week, and so I thought, well, we've done the Negroni.
Yes.
Yes, we have.
Yeah. So you can't just do the we could, because I like a Negroni.
Mm-hmm.
I'm like him a Negroni, but we thought we'd do what other people do, which is Negroni variations.
Right, because
So-
we did a phony Negroni as well, didn't
That's
we?
right. I think we even did we do a white Negroni?
We might have done. Did we actually do a real Negroni then? Or did we do 3 Negronis that other time that we did Negronis? Oh, I said it too many times. We cannot use the term anymore in the show. Hand me that battle of Campari.
The Great Battle of Campari.
Is that your new character?
Yes. I'm just going to give the recipe of this is a bonus recipe. This will not be on the website.
No,
It's
you have
only
to
a
listen.
recipe.
Gotta use your ears.
You go out and you get Campari.
Mm-hmm.
And you get an ounce, for the hell of it, of Campari, an ounce of gin, and an ounce of red vermouth, the red stuff, and a slice of orange, and that's a Negroni. Equal parts.
Right.
Campari, gin, and red vermouth,
Right.
Italian vermouth,
Yes, exactly. Or sweet vermouth is sometimes.
or sweet vermouth. And so that's, you have a Negroni. We're not going to do the Negroni. We're going to do 2 other things that Fred found.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, the unusual Negroni and the Sloe-Groni.
That's right.
Sloe-Groni.
So when you say it like that, it sounds dirty.
Yes, slow and unusual,
Yeah.
which is what we were going to call the podcast.
I know. It's kismet.
Mm.
My pet frog.
Kismet. Oh.
The unusual Negroni, you sent it, but I didn't know where it came from, and so I Googled it, and I found it on Serious Eats. Is that where you found it?
The unusual?
The unusual.
So the unusual is from, I thought I printed up the page with their name on it. So the creator of the unusual Negroni.
Charlotte Voici?
What? How did you?
Because it was on the Serious Eats website.
Oh, okay. Well then, yes, that's it.
Oh,
So, sure.
okay.
So who's now a brand ambassador for Grant Thomas?
That does not say here,
No.
so...
You know who we're brand ambassadors for?
Who?
Prestige Decanters.
That's right.
At prestigedecanters.com. Let's go there and tell them the Gents sent you.
That's right. Hey, their glassware is made with borosilicate glass.
Borrowed silly.
Not borrowed silly cut glass. Yes. So it's the neighbor's glassware that they borrowed and then they cut it.
Sillily.
Sillily. Yeah, just randomly. Borosilicate. It's the best glass. It's used for laboratory glassware and your finer whiskey glasses are also made of borosilicate.
Is
And
that
it's
bad?
resistant to scratches and it's stronger, so you shouldn't drop it, but it's more resistant to breaking.
Well, it seems like we should have done a better, we should have Dave record a separate featured, when in Louisburg, Kentucky, stop in at,
Prestige decanters.
This is just how it starts. We'll have a little bit on them in every episode.
well, that's fantastic.
Yeah. So anyway, it's good stuff. But yeah, so she's a brand ambassador, and so she's living the good life in New York City. But she came up with this cocktail a few years ago when she was a bartender. I don't remember which bar she was at, but
Does this give you some sort of immunity if you're a brand ambassador?
I believe it does.
You get plates, separate license plates with says diplomat on it?
that's right. And you can, I believe all your drinks are comped.
And you can't be charged with impaired driving.
No, or you don't have to tip.
Oh.
But you should.
You should, even though you're not required.
Now, legally, you're not required to tip.
I thought you could commit all sorts of crimes. Is that not a fact?
I think if you have diplomatic immunity,
Yeah.
yeah, I think you.
The brand ambassador is a step below.
Oh, I'm sorry. I was just,
Yeah, I know.
I was reading at the time. I thought we were actually on to official
Oh,
ambassador.
yeah, no, they can do anything.
Can they actually do anything?
Well, they get kicked out of the country if they,
But if they murdered somebody, all you could do would be to kick them out.
unless
Yes.
I think unless the country that they work for says, yeah, you can charge them.
Oh, okay. So
They
that's
revoke
the
it.
that's the
I think
risk.
that's
Or if
the
there's an
thing.
extradition.
Yeah.
But
Okay.
even then, yeah, it's tricky.
It's a pretty sweet gig,
It
though.
is.
Oh, yeah.
You don't have to pay parking tickets. You can
Yeah.
park anywhere you want.
Yeah.
But why would you? Because you have that. There's a spot reserved for you outside of the consulate and/or embassy.
Oh yeah, no, you got that one. But if you want to go and get your watch fixed at Burke's,
Yeah.
and you just park on the sidewalk
Yeah.
and walk in, you always get the Jack Lemmon spot. Especially if it says no parking.
Does Burke still exist?
Yeah.
Okay. Good.
It moved
Yeah.
Yeah.
from where the clock was to where the clock is.
Burke's is a local jewelry store here in Vancouver. So should we do the unusual Negroni first?
I think so.
Or is it so unusual that it should be second?
It's not that unusual.
Let's do the unusual.
All right. So this is the unusual Negroni, guys. So instead of having Campari and gin, what is the other? What does the actual one have? It's got Campari, gin, and vermouth.
Yeah.
This one has Aperol
Mm-hmm.
to take the place of the Campari, and Lillet Blanc
Yeah. In place of the vermouth.
in place of the vermouth, because it's kind of like a vermouth. It's a fortified wine. It's 17% alcohol. Keep refrigerated after opening, as you should with all of your vermouths. And any unattended children should also be refrigerated. But don't seal it. You gotta leave it open a
You
crack.
gotta leave it together.
And your Aperol also. And your
Yes.
Campari is right on the cusp. It's 25%. But you should refrigerate
You
it.
might as well. And to make this one, you're gonna stir Aperol, Lillet Blanc, and gin with ice in an old-fashioned glass, and then garnish it with grapefruit slice, and serve. To serve up, stir Aperol, Lillet Blanc, and gin with ice in a mixing glass, then strain into a chilled cocktail glass, and garnish with a grapefruit twist. You used to do the grapefruit twist.
Oh, I did, yeah.
I do the Wilbury twist.
Oh. Oh, we'll have to have a twist off a little later.
Yeah.
So let's make it in a mixing glass, and then we'll dump it over an ice cube for the hell of it into
Yes.
one of these dealies.
Right.
What are these called? Glasses?
Ooh, yeah.
Yes.
Now there's two schools of thought on the ice cube. I think the Europeans favor the ice cube. So you shake it or stir it, cool it down, but then you pour it over fresh ice. And I think the Americans serve it up.
Right, and that's probably why they've given us the two options here.
Yeah.
I think because we only double the recipe and then split it 3 ways,
Yeah.
it will look better with an ice cube in it,
Yeah.
because it'll make it a little deeper
Right.
for photography purposes.
Plus it's it's a strong-ish drink because there's no mix, there's no juice, it's all alcohol. So it's always nice to have a bit of cube in there to give you the. What do you want? This one? Want to finish yours off?
I was just thinking about his mine that I put it in a cooler, but I don't think it's any cooler than yours.
No.
But I will finish mine off.
Okay.
What the hell?
Oh yeah. Look at you.
And what else do we need? Oh, we're going to use that's right. This uses Hendrick's gin. It doesn't just use regular old gin.
Right.
This uses cucumber flavored Hendrick's gin.
Mm-hmm.
distilled and bottled in Scotland.
Hopefully there's some left. The bottle's black, I can't tell how much is in there.
It feels heavy.
It's like a coconut.
Yeah, like it's full of pennies.
Oh, that's where my pennies went.
And it says that Voici, Charlotte Voici, or Voisy, her original specs call for the classic equal parts setup, but whoever did this, Maggie Hoffman, she likes it slightly drier with a little bit of extra gin. What do we guys think that we want to do? Do you want to go equal parts, or do you want to do what Maggie Hoffman says and put an extra 1/4 ounce of gin in?
Sounds like that would just ruin it.
Equal parts then?
Well, let's go equal parts because that's the tradition.
Okay. Sorry,
And then-
Maggie.
And then we'll know for next time.
Yes.
If I make this on the weekend, then I can adjust it
Right.
to suit. Last weekend I had a couple. We did a couple drinks on the weekend. What did I do? I did the Taj Mahal Sunset.
That
For-
was on last episode.
Right, but I did it on last weekend as well.
Yeah.
It's not a crowd pleaser.
Oh.
Oh.
The turmeric seems to turn people off.
We also agreed a little bit. Like,
Yeah.
we liked it enough,
Yeah.
but we preferred the other one.
Yes, other people didn't like it enough.
Have you got a little measuring device over there?
Sure
Put it
hope
in
so.
something.
Maybe you should tell those other people to make their own damage rate.
That. Oh my God, what's in here?
A lot of water.
I did. So what I noticed with ours is that our turmeric seemed to have seemed to be a little grittier. Now the people I was drinking with said it reminded them of sand.
Oh.
I said it's not sand. It's just grainy spices.
Yeah.
But yeah, it didn't seem to dissolve as well. Although it did turn bright orange.
Okay.
And in fact, my crystal's glassware turned bright orange as well.
I tell you,
It took an extra washing to get that color out.
it's like a trick. Whoever's telling you to use this product.
Yep.
But I think we said on the thing though that it's not going to dissolve because it's not water soluble. It's a spice.
Yeah, it's a,
You can't just stir pepper until pepper dissolves.
exactly. Or peat moss.
So you're
You
gonna
can't
add the Lilith there?
I am.
Oh,
And look at the lovely color of this.
Oh,
And then here's Hendrick's gin. If you haven't had Hendrick's gin, you should. You know why? Because it's 44% alcohol.
Yeah.
Get that in freezing.
And it smells a little bit like cucumbers. I haven't had it for a while.
Either have I, actually. And when it first came out, it was so unique. This was probably one of the first unique gins we had on the market. Unique primarily because it came in this scary apothecaric container.
Mm-hmm.
Apothecaric?
Yeah. I like so.
Sure.
Right. So we're going to stir this guy up. Where's my big spoon?
Yeah, it's still junipery, but not overpoweringly so, and yeah, a little bit. Take a cucumber. So this is a little different because you're not doing your
I'm
shaking
not doing my big
gymnastics.
shake like you're sort of used to. Yeah, no, I'm...
This is good. I like it. It's a gentler, kinder Jason.
It is. Although I still loom over everybody.
Of
You
course.
do. Because you're huge. You're a mountain of a man.
May I have my hawthorn strainer, please?
You may indeed, sir.
The tricky thing about stirring stuff, I find, especially in a glass beaker, is it just doesn't get as cold as you like. It takes a long time to
It
stir
takes
it.
longer to chill it up, for sure.
In fact, I could have probably put more ice in here, but we're on rations in Canada for ice.
Oh yeah.
They keep it all in the Northwest Territories, and you got to requisition it. The paperwork is it's a real bastard. So let's have a look at this here and see. As we pour it over one more little ice cube here,
Yeah.
just to keep the chill on it. Oh, I should have had Fred as my sous chef, slicing up a slice of grapefruit for
Grapefruit.
it to have, see?
Have.
And so had you done this in a cocktail glass, of course it would be that much betterer because it would be that much deeper. So this would be nice. Oh, first one's always, that's for the floor.
That was the
That is
best one.
deepest.
Oh yeah, this was gold. We'll save it for flaming later on.
So we'll do it over the, if I do it this way,
Mm-hmm.
I'm trying not to get pith.
Well,
I'm doing the wrong podcast then?
there's no risk of that. We're lucky to get slightly tipsy, let alone pith.
I get it.
Stay tuned next week for Tales of Eddie.
There you go.
Exciting twists of
Postal employee.
a mild-mannered postal employee with a zest for life and fists of steel.
Yeah.
Is he really mild-mannered?
Oh, he's the epitome of mild-mannered. He's so mild-mannered he changes clothes in the phone booth.
Wow.
Yeah.
Well, so how's that? That smell? I can smell the grapefruit from here.
Yeah, now that's great. You know, you squeeze the grapefruit. It's called for a twist, but we just did a big blast of grapefruit oil right into the drink there.
Yeah.
Because, that's what we like. So it's got 1 cube in it. If you find that
Mercy.
offensive, then don't put a cube in it. But I wanted it to be pretty cool,
It is pretty cool.
much like myself.
Here, I'm gonna.
I'm wearing
folks
a
at
purple shirt after all.
Oh yeah, no, you're styling. You make a statement.
The unusual Negroni. It says here, Aperol gives this drink a subtly bitter orange flavor, bolstered by the honey and citrus flavor of Golden Lily Blanc. Hendrick's gin, with its delicate botanicals, fits right in with the overall gentle character of the drink. Let's see.
Let's see if it's true.
Didn't even swallow it yet.
It's so good.
Oh, you know what? Holy cow. Oh, this is neat. This is neat. I think you should try it, Fred.
I'm gonna have it right now.
No. In a while.
Oh. Oh, I like the nose.
Yes, the grapefruit twist, which Dave will demonstrate later on. It's going to be
Yeah.
a bonus.
Video footage.
I want to say it's super sweet. It's not super sweet,
No.
but it comes across like you're drinking juice to begin with. And only at the very end do you get that little bitterness of the Aperol that comes in.
Yeah.
I was expecting a burn. You don't get one.
No.
You sense like there's going to be a burn. There's a bit of a foretaste for the
Yes.
burn, but it doesn't happen. It's actually quite smooth.
Yeah, I think that's mainly the grapefruit oils. I think that
Yeah.
gives you that little. But it's very smooth, very balanced.
Yes.
Yeah. No.
So I can see where they would say like a little more gin, make it a little drier because it is a sweet-ish. I don't even know if it's tasty. It's I don't know. It's not sweet in the traditional sense of a. I don't know.
Chocolate?
Chocolate. Yeah.
Yeah. No, it's not. But it's.
But if you like a drier drink, yeah, I'd give it a little quarter ounce, half an ounce more gin.
a
Just
kiss of a little bit more gin.
Kiss of gin.
Yeah. And that would be easy enough to do because it's an equal parts, equal, except the gin you give it a little bit more equal. You get your Animal Farm equality in there.
That's right.
That's a.
Orwellian reference.
Yeah.
The bell goes off whenever that happens.
Yeah.
Every time.
That's when George Orwell gets his wings.
He doesn't want them. James Joyce always tears them off.
Yeah.
Oh. What do you
Yes,
think of
I'm
that?
tickled with that drink.
Yeah, that's not hard.
No, in fact, if you have had a Negroni before and you didn't care for it, try one of these.
Yeah.
This is baby Negroni.
that's right.
This is the entry-level Negroni.
I don't think the wife is going to like it. But
No?
I'll let her have a.
Well, it's got some sweetness to it.
Yeah,
like
but
you.
I know my wife's sweetness.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
She likes a lot of sweetness.
But maybe if she knows going in, say, no, this isn't going to be your usual sweetness.
Yeah.
Sweetness.
It's because it's an unusual Negroni.
It's an unusual Negroni. It certainly is.
Considering only one ingredient is there from the Negroni,
Yeah.
it's remarkably similar to a Negroni.
It is. In fact, I guess what we probably should have done is made a Negroni as the what do they call it? The constant.
It's upstairs.
Oh,
The
I'll save it.
yes.
the constant or the
It's a science thing.
yes, it's the same thing. It's not the constant. It's the patient zero or something. The test subject, the original. I
The
forget what.
standard,
Yeah. And then
the
we read
reference.
how much it had deviated from said recipe.
But it's really, like I had the salty snacks because you really with these drinks I think you really do want to cleanse your palate.
Well, as you know, I always like to pontificate upon what I call la dolce vita.
Wow.
What a creep.
Is that a new character?
Yeah, I think it is. I don't know.
Yeah.
Because it's a little bit like my dad, though. That's
Yeah, I
what
was starting out like that. It's like Jason's dad, and then sort
Ah,
of veered off.
it veered off. Became more like Mr. Veered Off. But no, this is as you know, La Dolce Vita.
Yes? What about it?
That's just encapsulates Italy to a T, right?
Oh, of course.
It's and doing that, well, I forget what they call it. There's that evening stroll they do in many Italian towns.
Right.
The sun starts to go down as quiet as the magic hour,
Yeah.
and you just get out and you sit in the square and you drink your Aperol spritzes and you drink your Negronis. And I say this would fit in just perfectly with that. In fact, if anything, this is what that needs, is a little bit of spritz. It needs a splash of fizz in it.
Fizz?
It's funny, when I just, as you may know, I popped out to pick up some Campari. Or if you noticed, it was gone for about 10 minutes.
That's right, we did not tell that because it wasn't on the show, but now it's all what the show was about, is that Fred forgot to bring Campari, and we were ready to record, and he had to drive away to the liquor store.
But I was getting up, and the guy at the till correctly said, "Oh, Negroni." I said, "Yes." He said, and I said, "Well, we're also going to do one with Aperol." He said, "Oh, yes." He was a Scot. He was an elder gentleman in his 60s. You know what those guys are like.
Oh, sure.
And he said, "Yeah, he was in." I'm not going to do the accent.
I want you to do Hootman!
Oh,
Oi!
I was in Italy and asked for an Aperol spritz, and they looked me up and down and said, "You feel like a woman, do you?"
Really?
Yeah, very sexist.
Oh, well, you know what, now I feel bad, because everywhere I went, I was ordering Aperol spritzes like I was Johnny Italy.
You're more Jane than me.
I guess.
Unfortunately.
Yeah.
You know what's funny
He's
about
got a
that?
bad bartender.
Is a lot of the Italian men, I'm not going to say that they are effeminate.
No.
That's not what I'm saying.
No, that would be wrong.
Because they are not.
No.
But there are many Italian men that are wearing yellow leather pants,
Yeah.
you know, or crazy fashion stuff that we here in Scotland.
Purple shirts.
Purple shirts, yes, with sunshine on it. Wait a minute, I'm living La Dolce Vita!
Yeah.
So I'm surprised that an Italian would say that you're having a girl drink.
Yeah, I know.
Because they're having, they invented the drink, they like it, they didn't say we're making it for girls.
To be fair, they don't get tips over there. So they don't care what you think.
That's right, and they poured it in his lap.
Yeah. You still have to pay for that.
Wow. Well, I had nothing but Aperol spritzes.
Well, you should. Why not?
I feel like I was being judged.
You're being judged all the time.
But now I feel like I was being judged
It is.
without me knowing it.
Oh, I see.
I mean, sure, I'm being judged all the time. Mostly by myself.
Yeah.
And I am a harsh judge.
Oh, you're a hanging judge, right?
Yes. Not only am I a poor judge of character,
Yeah.
I'm terribly opinionated, and I'm with me all the time.
Can't think of a worse combination.
Oh, I know.
Except for this drink, which is the best combination.
It is the best combination. I'm almost afraid to try the next one, which involves Aperol. No, it doesn't. I'm going to fold this over so that I don't make a mistake. The Sloe-Groni, I think, was from Imbibe magazine.
Yeah. Sure. By Robbie Nelson.
Via Robbie Nelson.
Yes.
From New York City.
That's right. Who is now a brand ambassador for Amass.
Really? A massive what?
I don't know.
A massive cells?
Craft distiller. So far, I think from what I can see, their product right now is Los Angeles Dry Gin.
I didn't know that Kraft, they make cheese, right? Are these the Kraft distillers that you're talking
That's
about?
right, yes. Normally they do the slices,
Right.
which you can now get with like a Swiss cheese slice, which is kind of nice.
So it's like a Velveeta or an easy melty
Yeah.
cheesy thing, but it's Swiss.
Mm-hmm.
Got a hole in it?
No, they can't afford holes. Not at that price.
Yeah. See, that makes sense though, right? Because you put fake holes in it,
Yeah.
you're selling the same product, but the weight's going down.
Yeah, that's right.
But you're charging for the whole work.
Yeah, nice.
Yeah.
That's good thinking.
I'm a brand ambassador for Kraft. Are they still owned by Beatrice?
Princess Company?
Princess Beatrice?
That's right. General Foods?
Oh yeah, they're
That's
all
Kraft.
owned by the Illuminati. They own everything.
But you didn't hear that from us. It's on a different podcast that Fred does. It's also part of Eddie's Rough and Tumble Tales of Terror. We already changed the name of it. What's it called? Tales of Eddie?
Tales of Eddie.
Might be just Tales of Eddie.
I tell ya, it's got a license to print So clearly,
Postage stamps.
the Sloe-Groni here, now this is funny because it has sloe gin in this drink. Now we have sloe gin in drinks. And years ago, when I was after sloe gin, when you could not get it here in BC, British Columbia, Canada, Earth, solar system, Milky Way galaxy. I finally got some, and a girl at work who knew another girl
That's the best kind.
that loved gin. The girl at work had said to the girl who loved gin that I wanted sloe gin, and she said, "You don't want sloe gin.
No.
It's nothing like gin." And I said, "Yeah, I know." But she, the gin drinker, didn't know, and so she had poured a huge glass of liqueur thinking that it was going to be gin. It's not.
Yeah.
I think the base spirit is gin, but it's full of sugar and sloe berries.
Yeah.
So, in this case, the sloe gin is not replacing gin. The sloe gin is replacing sweet vermouth in this simple Negroni riff. Now, Robbie Nelson says, "I love Negronis, but sometimes in the summer, I want something a little brighter with more acid." And then he went to Woodstock. With that in mind, I swapped out the herbal and vanilla notes of sweet vermouth and used sloe gin instead. The sloe gin has just enough sweetness to balance the gin and Campari, but it also, has bright red berry notes and a surprising amount of acid. And then he also flamed an orange twist, and so we will be flaming an orange twist for you tonight here on the Gentleman of Elegant Leisure.
Yikes.
Yes. And so Dave's insurance is all paid up, as far as we know.
Where's the
Fire alarms have been tested.
Actually, he's in a townhouse complex, so he probably doesn't have fire insurance because they don't give you fire insurance. Complex.
I think he does.
Well, we'll see.
Find out when I make my claim.
That's right. So this is really the same thing. Although he's dickied with the amounts too. He's got 1.5 ounces of London dry gin. He's only got 3/4 of an ounce of Campari. And he's only got 3/4 of an ounce of sloe gin. And so we will do what he did.
Sure.
And then we're going to flame an orange twist over it. And what this does is it makes the oil of the orange peel shoot through, thank you very much, shoot through a flame, and it goes whoosh. So you get flamed oil on your drink.
Oh.
And it's a nice effect if you want to show off. It ain't cocktail. No one's going to flip anything over their head. I'm just going to have a drink of this unusual Negroni since it's in front of me. It's a good drink. Little Robbie Nelson has his big shoes to fill from this one here.
Yeah.
And maybe I'll get my sous chef, Fred,
Sure.
to cut me
Sure will.
3 of those.
Oh,
the
dime-sized.
oval
like
shape.
these? Oh.
Yeah, probably about that big actually.
Okay.
That'd be great. And then when you're going to go flame it, this is a technique that I'm describing, you're going to hold it at the sides, the narrow sides of the oval, and you will squeeze it in your hand, and that motion causes the oil to come out, and I think you should probably do it through a match, but we're going to do it through a lighter
How's
because
that looking?
that looks great. Look at that. See that? But you're going to hold it like this, and then you're going to squeeze it so that it goes out that way. And you could go a little thinner than that, but I like having a little bit of skookumness to hang on to. Skookum being a trading word from the, who was it? The Coast Salish people with the traders here on the West Coast had a language called, the hell, Chinook?
Chinook, yes.
I think it's called Chinook.
It was a mixture of several languages.
Yeah, English, French, whatever the Salish were speaking, and yeah, skookum means big. Yeah, like me.
Yeah.
Like Skookumfoot.
Yeah, the Sasquatch should have been called Skookumfoot.
Yeah. Weird.
There's a big body of water there where the rapids go, right?
Right.
Skookumchuck Narrows.
Skookumchuck Narrows.
And I think it means big water, or angry water, or big angry water. I don't know, I never traded probably. But I do have a book on the Chinook jargon.
Do you?
And I'm hoping to learn it and eventually converse solely in the 18th century trading language.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Well, I think it's good to have dreams.
Yeah. And then I'm
And
gonna
a job.
start speaking. Yeah, probably better to have a job and then dreams.
Okay.
And then I'm gonna learn to speak Esperanto,
Oh,
and I'm
yeah.
gonna try to move that into the whole
Oh, yeah.
Chinook trading jargon.
I think Esperanto is going to catch on eventually.
There's no reason that it shouldn't.
No, it's a universal language.
It's a universal language.
Everybody could speak if they so chose.
I had a high school teacher who spoke it.
Oh yes.
I never conversed with him because I didn't know it.
I also have a book on how to speak Esperanto.
Oh, that's a good. Okay.
I buy a lot of bad books.
Yeah, but you buy them cheaply though, right?
Oh, I do. Anyway, that's enough about me.
Yeah.
Thanks for listening. Oh no, we're going to actually do the Sloe-Groni. Yeah, I don't like that name. I like the
Sloe-Groni.
unusual Negroni, the Sloe-Groni,
Yeah. I don't know.
and we're going to do them in these glasses. It says to strain into a chilled coupe and then garnish with the flamed orange twist.
But we're not using coupes.
We're using these little fancy ass glasses here with a little
Accordion?
cordial, kind of a cordial, kind of a. I don't know.
Ish. A little bit. I don't know. Yeah, exactly.
So what you do is you add all of the ingredients to a mixing glass with ice, then you stir it to chill, and then you strain it into a chilled coupe. So we're going to put in
Those three ingredients, right?
those three ingredients: Campari, London Dry Gin, and Sloe Gin. And I want to thank you all for coming here this evening. So 1.5 ounces of London Dry Gin. All of the ingredients will be on our website, drunkpodcast.ca.
Right.
Which is probably easier to give out, because drunkpodcast.ca
Yeah.
connects us right. Did you renew it?
I got it for 2 years.
Oh, well, fantastic.
I was optimistic. It was $5 cheaper, so I thought, well,
Oh yeah, well you gotta go big or go home.
yeah, it's like making money.
Let's just use all of this ice.
So you don't pour it over ice on this one?
Not this one, it gets strained in. We're just gonna try to chill the hell out of it with all of this extra ice.
Okay.
Yeah, so go to drunkpodcast.ca and you'll be immediately redirected to thegentlemanofelegantlegion.com where you'll be able to get all of these recipes to try them for yourself at home. But it's basically you take a spirit, liqueur,
And the
something else.
Amaro, right?
The sun will come out. I guess it's an Amaro.
Yeah.
It's an Amaro, a vermouth, and a gin. So it's you're going to need a vermouth of some sort. You're going to need a fortified wine,
Yeah.
an Italian Amaro, and a spirit. Walk into a bar.
Well, I like the sound it makes.
Yeah, that's a fresh bottle right there.
Yeah.
It makes that little giggling, gurgling noise that we all love so much. That's the one.
Oh,
It's
see, that's
so
the classic red. That's the, and they haven't even added the slow gin on. This is going to be great.
Now, what would happen if you added turmeric to this drink?
Oh, a lot of people have turned this off immediately.
Poor turmeric. Gets such a bad rap, but it's so good for you.
It's good for you?
Oh,
Of course, yeah.
I had no idea. I mean, that makes sense because it's so horrible tasting.
yes, but it has to be good for you.
There's all kinds of antioxidants.
So let's just stir this for a good chunk of time here. Dave has a clock that ticks every 2 seconds, but has no second hand.
Yeah.
Second hand rose. I'm wearing second hand clothes. Right?
Yeah.
Second hand clothes. I'm wearing second hand clothes. That's why they call me second hand rose.
Nice.
Sure.
You know the rest of it?
Even the piano in the parlor.
So, yes.
Father bought for 10 cents on the dollar.
Remember, something to keep people entertained while you're stirring the bejesus out of that drink.
Yes, well, we want it to be so chilled that we don't know what to do with ourselves.
Ah, yikes.
What are you going to do with yourself?
I was thinking about, I don't know, heading up country.
Oh, canned heat.
Yeah. Going up country and down the road. The late Al Wilson, thank you. His spirit is with us.
I don't know. Is that how he sounded?
Yeah, very,
Going up the country. Da, da, da.
yeah, very falsetto voice.
Yes, you're right.
Going up the country. Da, da, da. Wah, wah. All right. Yeah, these are, it always transitioned into the Beach Boys. Or Jan and Dean. What are we doing? Wow. We did the GTO. Who did Little GTO? Was it the Beach Boys? Okay. Yeah, that's Jan and Dean doing it. It's a bit of a montage here, as Eddie will tell you in Tales of Eddie.
Okay, here comes the tricky part. We turn the lights out.
Nah, that's alright.
You gonna move it where the camera can see it?
Nah, it's okay too. Because we don't know if it's gonna work.
Oh, don't we?
No.
Oh,
See that?
wow.
Isn't that fantastic?
See that?
Oh my gosh, look at that! What are the odds of getting that shot?
Wow.
Oh,
Wonderful.
One with me.
Mickey Mouse is coming.
Go to our
Mickey.
go to our Instagram account.
Oh,
Oh, that was a dud.
that was a dud.
You gonna need another one?
Maybe. Oh,
Oh man.
that first one was so good. Oh, we'll pretend that all of them did that.
Did they just collapse?
I don't know. They maybe, you know what? I think that one maybe had extra pith, and so there was more to hang on to.
There you go. Try that one.
All right. Well, it kind of did it, but not like that first one. Holy cow, that first one was.
That was a little expressive substance there. You didn't really get that one to it.
No, that first one, for whatever reason, that had all the oil of the world in it.
Here we go.
For you,
Well, thank you very much, sir.
you're welcome. You want the super flame one day?
Sure.
I mean, that was simply yours.
You have the super flame one. I'll take the not so super flame.
That was great.
No,
Oh.
it wasn't.
Super flame. Now the Sloe-Groni, because I already tasted it because I was going to give it to Dave and I wanted to compare it. So I'll get him to compare it to it. To see if that actually makes any difference to have the
All right.
the extra flame or just a little flame. I think they taste about the same, don't they?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'd say they pretty much even.
And
Impressive. To watch
But
it.
you get getting the nice orange bump off the top.
yeah, bump off the top, bump up the volume.
So this is closer to a Negroni
Yes, it's a lot closer to a Negroni.
on account of the Campari.
To the point of almost I don't like it as much as the other one.
Depends on your mood. Like, there's some sparks, but yeah, it's weird.
It's like Sparks just holding it near it. That's what's sort of funny about it. And there, and you're just coming close with it. And never mind. The first one was great, and look at the picture because that wasn't doctored.
Oh,
But yeah, this one, the slow gin, he says, replaces the sweet vermouth. Okay. Sometimes I want something a little brighter with more acid. What I don't know, and there's no way to tell without comparing it, as I don't know if the slow gin is gone a little funky or something. There's a cough syrupy
We had
esque quality.
hand me a glass.
Yeah.
Because it is only 26%.
It is only 20%, but you've had it refrigerated or you haven't.
Not this one. 26. At 26, I don't.
Right. But you know what I mean? There's a. What do you think?
I think it's.
You think it's gold?
I think it's gold.
All right. And it's just a lousy drink. Robbie Nelson. No, it's a good drink. It tastes like it, but it tastes closer to a Negroni.
Yeah.
A little bit bitter. It's not a guzzle down one like this Aperol one is.
Yeah. And I do get more. I mean, I do get the slow gin off of that. I do get the slow berry flavor off of it for sure.
Right.
But the Campari, once you had the Aperol, the Campari just comes off a little harsh.
Yeah, maybe we should have started with this one. I really like it actually. Now just having a separate sip of it and knowing what it is going in. It's funny because that's the danger of doing the two drinks is you have the first drink and you go, well, I'm kind of programmed for that. And then when it's not that, it either has to come in so much better and different.
Yeah.
But this comes in a little bit more complex.
Yeah. But it's close. It's funny. They are still, I think, close.
Oh, they could be related.
They're like cousins. Kissing cousins.
Kissing cousins.
so when you make this at home on the weekend, Fred, will your posse like one of these? Or do you think they will choose?
I think they'll lean towards the Aperol. I think they'll go for the unusual Negroni.
Yeah.
Right, and that's when you get to say, oh, you like girl drinks, do you?
Yeah. They'll punch me in the mouth.
So when you were talking to the guy at the liquor store, did you give him our card with our drunkpodcast.ca on it in the hopes that he would tune in?
We're supposed to have cards?
Yeah, no, but I mean,
I would have.
you have a business card from your own company.
Oh yeah, no, I could have written our podcast name on the back of it, except the back of it is solid blue. So I need to get a gold ink pen right on the back.
What do you mean you need to get a gold ink pen?
Yeah, good point.
But both of these are good drinks, and I'm glad that we did them for Negroni Week, because we didn't do Negroni Week last year. We did it the year before, I think. I think we did 2017.
There's 2 Negroni weeks. The one was episode 26, the other was episode 53, and then there's this one. So we did
Really?
something. I think we were late.
Oh,
Yeah, I
okay.
think we're a bit
And
late.
we didn't do it the first year of doing this. 'Cause
No.
We've been doing this since the 70s, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, 74.
And some of the proceeds go to charity, right?
So that's the thing. So with Negroni Week, restaurants that participate, and the participation doesn't really, you get to choose your own charity. So you
Right,
just
oh, I
sort of,
see, right.
you're sharing in the marketing, but there's no central collection of money. So every restaurant picks their own charity, and they just say it's Negroni Week. A portion of the proceeds of every Negroni will go towards this charity or that charity. So locally, there's a couple doing it. Uli's, for example. Uli's actually tonight has a Bourdain Day reserved dinner, so you could have. There's no drop-in, so you had to reserve your meal for tonight. So tonight, Uli's was doing Bourdain, and so a portion of those proceeds go to mental health awareness.
Oh, because he didn't have a...
His mental health wasn't so good.
He had mental health,
Yeah.
but
was
nobody was
bad.
aware.
Yeah.
Right. Dave saw him live, you know.
I did.
Really?
It was good. Yeah, he was at whatever the Ford Performing Arts Center used to be called,
Oh, yeah.
whatever that is.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, he was very entertaining.
No.
I'm sorry that
That's
Anthony
pretty
is
good.
no longer with us.
Yeah. Now, what are they serving at this meal? Because I'm afraid that they would be doing some Anthony Bourdain favorite, like tripe or offal or something that he's going to say, you know.
Pig's ears.
Yeah.
Yeah, possibly.
People have not really given this a full chance. You're just like, well, that's because it's,
Yeah, it's horrible.
yeah.
But I've seen him he ate everything.
He did.
He liked the big bowl of noodles, as do I. He liked street food.
Mhm.
I mean, he would. He was
He
pretty-
ate, I remember seeing him, he was like in a village in Cameroon, Africa, and God knows what it was, I don't know. He was terribly sick the next day.
Oh, that worked out well for him.
Yeah, it didn't work out well, but he still ate it. Because he said, if you refuse food in that sort of setting, they would consider it very rude.
Right.
And so he, of course, doesn't want to offend anybody. And he's very brave about what he eats anyway, so he's all for it.
Yeah. I think that's generally a pretty good way to be anyway. I know that sometimes I will shy away from something, but I try not to, only because we know that somebody is eating it,
Exactly.
and therefore it's not going to kill you.
It's not like here, have this sip of gasoline.
Yeah, it's still going to be a food of some sort, but yeah, I don't like anything that's going to be too unnecessarily chewy.
Right.
I don't want to get a leg stuck between my teeth.
Right. But I'll have a tentacle stuck between my teeth,
Oh,
and I'll be
sure.
okay with it.
Yeah,
So what's wrong with a little leg?
I guess
Yeah.
you're right.
But actually, I think if anything has legs that could get stuck between your teeth, they should take those off.
Yeah, or you should just chew better. That's the flip side is
Here.
I'm thinking I'm blaming myself now.
One year I went to Negroni Week. I think I told you guys, but I'll tell you again for our listeners' benefit, because they would have to find out that particular episode where I described this experience. But we have a chain here in Vancouver called Earl's.
They are also involved with Negroni Week. Sorry, people on the video in my back.
Very unprofessional. Back to the and he was on the wrong side of the microphone.
I should have brought used my stage voice, my
Yeah.
upstage voice.
Oh, yeah, speaking of upstaging, this guy.
Yeah.
And then bang a lot of glass around by the microphone too.
Yeah, and eat while you're on.
Jesus Christ almighty. All right. So I went to the local Earl's for their Negroni Week thing. And it was fun because I got your usual, I shouldn't say usual. In fact, strike that. I had no, you're going to hear the story, so you make your own call. But the bartender, I said to her, I know it's Negroni Week. I wanted to have the Negroni that you guys were doing for the for Negroni week because it's a charitable cause. Blah 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 blah.
Mhm.
And she was like, "Oh, yeah," and she sort of hunted around for whatever it was. Somebody had created a special one.
Wow.
It wasn't just a Negroni, I think. I think it was something like
Mm.
what we've got here. And she couldn't find whatever it was, and she came back and she said to me, "It's just something for charity." And I was like, "Yeah, that's why I've come down special
Yeah.
on my way home to have a Negroni that you're going to now donate money to charity. Please put it into the system right." I thought that was kind of shitty.
Yeah.
But that's the kind of disinterested bullshit you get from people nowadays, right?
Yeah. Wow.
So take that.
Does that have a happy ending?
Well, I got a Negroni and it was good, but
Oh.
but it was still funny
Yeah.
that you'd have that attitude.
Yeah.
But
Someone
then,
who didn't deserve to hear tip big.
yes, exactly.
Tip small for her.
Dear.
Wow, I know.
You didn't know you were going to do a
You
spit take
didn't,
over
you didn't
my-
see that coming, did you?
No, Dave's put out his dribble gun. Obviously that bartender has died
Yeah.
since I saw her.
Oh.
And she's cursed me to spill
Mm.
beverages on my beetle tie.
Beetle tie. That's a George Harrison tie?
No, this is the Good Day Sunshine tie
Oh.
that you got for me a million years ago.
Are you still wearing it?
Of course I'm still wearing it. Still your friend, aren't I?
I don't know.
Yeah, well, you'll know when I stop wearing the tie.
I
I get
know.
a tie in the mail.
Find out on Facebook.
You're out.
Oh.
I'll have Eddie tell you.
There's no idea. So but isn't that made by a particular Beetle? Or is it
No.
just the Beetle Corporation?
No, it was just licensed from the Beatles, and it was called Good Day Sunshine, the pattern that's on it. Because I actually had a guy in the store today, so my tie, you know when a tie turns backwards
Oh,
like
yeah,
that?
yeah.
And it says the Beatles on it. He went, "Oh, the Beatles, I love the Beatles." He says, "I'm not familiar with that particular graphic though." He spoke kind of oddly.
Oh.
And I sort of shook my head because I thought, you be weird.
Yeah.
And he was.
Yeah.
Anyway, it's not an actual, it was just a design that's been licensed by the Beatles because the Beatles, I don't know if people know this about the Beatles, they didn't do too well
No.
when they were out the first time.
No.
And they've labored to generate any interest in themselves
Oh,
since
really?
1970.
So they're just trying to eke out a living?
Yeah, exactly. It's like Gilligan's Island. The Beatles is pretty much the way the guys on Gilligan's Island
Oh,
okay.
yeah, gotcha. Yeah.
So they try to do anything to raise a little bit of money.
Oh, okay.
Sad.
I hope
Sad.
it all works out for them. Because,
Yeah.
you know.
I mean, Paul McCartney,
Yeah.
on the, I don't know if you've seen this, on the cover of Abbey Road, he doesn't even have shoes, the poor guy.
Yeah.
He didn't have shoes.
And they were at their peak.
He was there, yeah, exactly. It's a great album.
Didn't even have enough money for shoes.
No shoes.
No shoes.
No shoes.
It's a sad story.
The next album that he did, he had to do it on his own.
Really?
Couldn't afford the other
Couldn't
Beatles.
afford.
No, couldn't afford
He
it.
was so poor.
Couldn't afford the session musicians. He played and wrote everything himself.
Poor bastard.
Oh yeah, no, I
How
don't
did,
know.
how did it end up for him?
I don't know. I don't know. You don't hear from Paul McCartney anymore.
I heard he was still working.
Oh yeah, no, he's still out there schlepping
He's got to
around.
be like 80.
Oh, he has to be like
You
80.
think he'd be able to retire by now?
I think he works in the Liverpool docks. I think
Yeah.
he's like moving cargo.
Yeah, he's down there. This is Stevedore.
Yeah, it's a stevedore, yeah.
Well, at least that's a fancy title.
Stevedore.
You get a jacket with epaulets and medals? Stevedore?
Yeah, no, he still has to wear his old one from Sergeant Pepper.
Oh,
Yeah.
He was. They had to fake his death
yeah.
just to fund that album.
Just for
Wow.
the
This
insurance money.
is my segment. Misheard things.
About the Beatles.
Yeah, yeah. Faked his death, got the insurance money,
Yeah.
and that was enough to get George Martin to hit the on switch on the recording device.
George Martin.
Yeah.
I haven't heard that name for a while.
No, well, he died.
What?
Yeah, George Martin's dead.
But
Yeah.
Yeah.
This is our new segment where we break hard news.
Fred.
Yeah.
News Fred didn't know.
I know.
he did all those movies.
What?
Oh, no, you're thinking of Dean Martin.
No, he didn't do movies, but he did like music for movies.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, soundtracks.
Sure.
Sure, yeah.
Well, he didn't play piano. I mean, he did play
He
piano.
did play piano because he played on some of the Beatles early.
Yeah,
You
was-
seem to know a lot / not know a lot about
So-
George Martin.
So he was the fifth Beatle,
Well, he's always denied that.
the sixth
He
Beatle,
said, no, he said,
Is
there
this-
is no fifth.
the eighth Beatle.
He was more like the Beatles' sidecar. He was like the Beatles' producer.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah. He was like the,
That's probably-
you know.
That's probably a better time.
Yeah. I don't know how much older than the Beatles he was. If he were
I think
alive
it was at least a
today,
decade.
if he were alive today, he'd probably be dead.
Oh yeah, you're right.
Yeah.
I heard a story about him.
Yeah, was that one of Eddie's stories?
Any chance? It is. Everything I have, I know I learned from Eddie.
I got a George Harrison story, but I can't repeat it because this is a family podcast.
Oh,
It's not
that's not
actually
about.
explicit.
Oh,
Is that the one about them? Oh, never mind.
No,
Not that one.
no, or
That's a Paul McCartney story, the new one.
Oh, I don't know. What they do.
What?
No, that one I can't. I won't repeat it.
Oh,
But anyway, the one I heard about.
Google unrepeatable Paul McCartney story.
Yes. No, you'll be disgusted. So when I'll tell you later.
okay.
Really, I can't believe you haven't heard. It came up just about 6 months ago.
Really?
Yeah. All right.
Well,
But the one about George Martin was because he pissed off his boss. They gave him the worst job, so they made him record this band that everybody had been rejecting, called the Beatles.
Mhm.
And so he brought them into the recording studio, and the first 20 minutes was just horrible.
Yeah. No, he wasn't impressed.
He
with
wasn't
me.
impressed, and so he came in and he gave him a good dressing down for about half an hour, whatever.
Get a good fresh thrashing.
Yeah, that's right. They said, well, you guys haven't said anything. Is there anything that you don't like? And George said, well, if it's authors I don't like, it's I.
Ah, yes.
I see. You brought it all the way
Yeah,
around.
that's right.
Again.
And he laughed and laughed.
All right, I'll give you a second
And he gave it a second chance, and it was brilliant.
Yeah.
Everybody loved it, and Love Me Do was the big hit.
I never heard that it was punishment by his bosses.
No.
Yes, that's a news story.
That's a news story.
And somebody who just wrote a new book.
Because he was already a successful producer.
Yeah, well,
But I think he was mostly known for comedy albums.
Yeah.
and
Comedy.
but he pissed off somebody.
He pissed off somebody.
And so they said, you know what? You're gonna record the
What does this say here?
Beatles.
The Beatles.
That's
The Beatles.
And then he's saying, whatever, I don't do that. And he said, tough titty.
Tough titty, George Martin.
Yeah. You're
And
gonna
the
do
rest is
The
history.
rest is history.
that. Yeah, so that's a new story.
Wow, all right.
There's
Well,
still new stories.
they're wringing them dry, but every once in a while.
Yeah.
Mark
So
Lewis
somebody-
would dig something out.
Somebody's just done a biography on George Martin. I think that's where that came out of.
He produced a lot of good music.
Yeah. He did a lot of James Bond stuff.
Oh, you always got to bring it around to James Bond, don't you?
Nah, yeah.
Yes, he did do some James Bond stuff.
Yeah.
A lot? I don't know if he did a lot. I'm going to give him
A few.
3.
That's a lot. More than me.
Well, that's true. Yeah, I mean, compared to Fred, George Martin did a lot more.
James Bond soundtracks.
They're filming the 30th James Bond.
25th?
I don't think so. I think it's called Bond 30.
I don't think so.
I'm
Well, we'll let the listeners decide.
sure it said
It's a fact. So whatever the fact is, whatever number it is, that's the number it is.
30. But he says 25. I tend to believe him, but I'm sure that I meant it was 30. It's only 25?
Well, let's see. I follow James Bond on Instagram.
Of course you do. So you would know. Have you got? Are you going to tell your filthy Paul McCartney story?
No, it's not a Paul McCartney, it's a George Harrison story.
Is this the Christina Applegate story?
Yeah. Yeah, I'm not.
Okay. Hey, but you know what you should do? Oh, God, these work. You should direct people to the, what was that special called? George Harrison, Living in the Material World.
Well, yeah, something like that.
Something like that. Martin Scorsese did it?
I think so.
Yeah.
Somebody.
It's a wonderful documentary
Okay.
on George Harrison,
Mm-hmm.
including George Martin. It's on Netflix right now,
Oh, yeah.
and you'll hear the story about, is it on there?
No.
No.
No,
Oh,
no.
no, it's a private story.
It's a private story.
Oh,
You're
yeah,
not going to
no.
hear this
You
story.
won't hear that story.
We heard it directly from the person who was involved with
That's so awesome. That's right. We have access,
to.
and we're not going to tell you.
Yes, you will.
No,
No.
we can't.
No, it can't.
No.
It's just too rude.
It's too rude.
I'll tell you
Aren't they
after
dead
that.
yet?
No, not at all. In
It's
fact, they're
a-
younger than us.
Oh.
It's actually David Faustino's story.
Yeah.
So if you know David Faustino,
Ask him about
Yeah.
this George Harrison
Talk
stuff.
to David
yeah,
Faustino.
David Faustino met George Harrison somewhere. Where the hell did David Faustino?
He was getting acupuncture. At the same time
Oh, at the same
Now,
time.
wait a
as
second.
George Harrison was
How do
getting-
you know David Faustino?
I don't know Dick, but you know who did know David Faustino? Our good late friend Mike Roberts knew David Faustino
Oh.
because he made a guest appearance on.
Well, then
Yeah.
it's Mike's fault, so we can tell it.
We can tell it, but it's rude.
It's
and
rude
and
and
it doesn't.
If anything, David Faustino, when did we last hear from David Faustino? In fact, David Faustino would probably come on this show.
So does it paint David Faustino in a bad light?
No.
No.
No, it portrays someone else he knows in a bad light.
That's right.
Well, then that should be okay.
Actually, it doesn't really even portray
Well,
her in a bad
no, but actually, if anything, it shows George Harrison in a bad
Well,
light.
you know what? We can tell the story.
I'm not going to tell this.
Okay.
You tell the story.
No.
You find David Faustino.
And you say, hey, I heard from this podcast that you have a story about George Harrison.
It's fourth hand. It's probably wrong anyway.
Yeah, but we built it up so much that it's not even a great story.
No, it's not. But
No.
Imagine if George Harrison said something rude.
Mm-hmm.
That's the story.
yeah. And
Why can't we tell that?
Yeah.
All right.
because it involves sex acts and things that
Did you?
maybe I'm just a little too
It's-
much of a gentleman.
I'll tell you this.
Okay, you tell the Paul McCartney story.
I won't tell you part of it.
Okay.
But when they were younger and they were all living together.
Oh, I know this story.
Yeah.
It's disgusting.
See? And Paul
Oh.
McCartney told that one.
That's true.
They had a,
Yes.
can we say it? Can we
I
say
don't
this?
even know if we want to do that one. We
No,
all know
okay.
what it is.
Yeah, we all know
Yeah,
that.
here's what
You guys know.
If you had four guys together,
Horny teenagers.
horny teenagers,
Yeah, and it was dark.
and it was
Dark.
And they're all trying to go to sleep except,
John Lennon.
except John Lennon.
Winston Churchill.
I mean, here's the fact about the Beatles.
Yeah.
Give me just this one thing.
They were a group of young men together
Yeah.
when they were 18, 19, and 20.
They had a job where they worked together in the same place for like 12 years and then they stopped working together.
Yes, but prior to that, they were inseparable.
And they didn't have girlfriends.
And they didn't have girlfriends.
And they-
Imagine the worst things, fellas, that you did with your friends, which I did not do. But
No.
But I do know people that have a similar story. To
Really?
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
I've never heard of that. I've only heard it from filthy English musicians.
And that's where it should stay.
That's where it should stay.
Yeah, it's funny because as the Me Too movement bubbles and does its
But
thing
it
down
was me
here,
too.
it gets
It's
some people.
just me.
But but it's funny that the Me Too movement hasn't grabbed more pop stars because you know that every pop star
Oh, yeah.
should be fair game for this.
Oh, yeah.
That's what's so strange. You know, you take down Mr. Gross No Pants, but nobody's taken down anybody that I know of. There's been maybe there's been a couple, but I can't think of anybody right now.
I don't think any women are complaining about Jim Morrison.
Nobody's complaining about Jim. That's a perfect example. Jim Morrison is long dead, apparently, or an Elvis Presley. And you got to know that these people did something wrong with somebody that was too young. You have to know that.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
It's
But those-
99% sure. Don't sue me, for God's sake, because I didn't say they did it. But you know that there's a chance.
2 words. Led Zeppelin.
2 words. But nobody in Led Zeppelin has been brought down by anything
I don't
yet?
think so.
Yeah. And I mean, if anybody needs to be brought down, it's Led Zeppelin.
Sure, you gotta put a hole in their balloon. Let them sink like a Led Zeppelin.
Yes.
Hashtag Bond 25.
Bond 25.
Currently filming in Jamaica.
Well, they should have called it Bond 30 because that
I know, that would have
sure.
been more accurate.
I've heard that Rami Malek is the villain in it. But he
Uh,
still plays it as Freddie Mercury.
yeah, no, that's the twist.
Bond
It's
25.
Freddie Mercury as the villain.
Well, that's disappointing. I thought they had 30 of them. I mean, who even cares then? They're not taking this thing seriously.
I'm gonna throw out a name related to Bond. I don't want to see if either of you. I'm pretty sure neither of you will know this name. Maybe you, Fred, because you're a Bond. Vic Flick.
Vic Flick.
I got nothing.
What's his middle name?
Maybe Diamonds Are Forever, but no.
No, he's not an actor,
Oh.
but he's related to the James Bond franchise.
The movie
Brother
franchise, as opposed to the book franchise.
The movie franchise.
No, I do not know.
Vic Flick. He's the guy that said, you know what? It would be neat if we had a crosshair target on somebody in the opening credits.
No.
Oh, it was a good guess though, wasn't it?
Yeah, sure. Yeah. You thought he was the art director, but no.
I'm going to say that I win. Vic Flick.
Vic Flick is the musician, the guitar player, who
Oh.
played the famous
Dun,
guitar
dun, dun, dun,
for
dun, 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 dun,
the
Right. Okay,
Guitar lick.
Yeah.
He should be Vic Lick Flick.
Flick, yeah.
I think I've heard the name, but I have no idea.
And he had to play it on a guitar that was like some sort of cheap European guitar, because they had an embargo on guitars back then, and he really wanted a Fender Stratocaster to play on. But no, you couldn't get one in England. It was illegal.
No.
It was
Fenders were
This is
illegal.
for the very first movie? This is for Goldenrod? What's it called? Goldenrod, where he's got a nasty piece of sniffles for most of the first act. Goldenrod.
I'm gonna.
Hello there, money pit.
I'm gonna kill you, Jason Dedrick.
Ah, sure.
Yeah.
No, he.
Do you have a Fender Stratocaster?
I don't have a Stratocaster.
You have a Fender?
I've got a Fender bass. Yes.
I guess you don't really want to.
But does that go right back to the very first movie? That
Yeah.
particular? Okay.
Yeah.
And then they used it in Help. But you don't get it on all of the Help.
It's a similar riff. A lot of '60s spy movies.
But that was Vic Flick too. He also did.
on the Beatles.
He did a lot of George Martin stuff. He's
Yeah.
good friends with George Martin. He played,
So yeah, if you listen to it, because my version that I have on my iPhone
Sharona.
has the intro, and it's similar.
Yes, it's similar, but yeah, because you get
And
a
especially
guitar in
because
there.
Vic Flick is, I guess, doing it.
But it's not on all of the Help releases. It's only on
No,
I think
exactly.
the American
Help. I was very disappointed.
soundtrack release.
Yes.
Yes, not on the album. George Martin said, "I'll be damned if it's going to be on there."
Is that how we talk?
Yeah.
Sounds like Sean Connery.
Yeah, I know, it's weird, isn't it?
Yeah,
A lot of
that's
people think that he didn't sound like that. In fact, even when I saw him in person, he didn't sound like that.
Yeah.
But that's how he sounded.
Oh.
Ruddy-faced, always with his sleeves rolled up.
So George
A
Martin.
cleaver. Yeah, carrying a cleaver.
Really?
A bloody cleaver.
A lot of people don't know that.
No, I could write a book about the Beatles. It would be inaccurate, but I could write a book about it.
So I think it's George Martin's son,
Giles.
Giles. He did he produced the music for the Elton John movie.
Oh, did he?
Yeah.
Oh, I haven't seen that. I want to see it.
Sell out.
Is it a good movie?
It's a good movie.
Good,
It's
I
not
want to see it.
It's not a documentary.
No, it's not a documentary.
No, because I've seen him flying.
Yeah,
Trailers.
well, they didn't learn to fly until the 80s.
Yeah,
And they
that's right.
clearly showed them flying in the early 70s.
Drink Goodbye Yellow Brick Road, when it was not feasible.
That's exactly right. So no, so they've mixed up all the music. So the music is just where it makes sense for the story. It's
I'm
not-
not going.
Oh, okay.
Check my phone.
I'm gonna go. So I want to hear it.
It's pretty good. But and Giles does a great job,
Yeah.
I guess.
No, he's
Because
a talented guy.
I don't know if George Martin had anything to do with Elton.
I don't
I don't think so.
I don't think so. No, I don't think he was.
He was maybe for the he's a mixologist.
Yeah, he's a sound engineer.
He's an oncologist.
Really?
Really?
Oh,
But those are little
I can hardly
film-
wait for you to write that book.
I know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes, Giles Martin. Yes, he's. Yeah, nice.
But George Martin did a lot of stuff, apparently.
Oh yeah, he
He's
did.
quite busy.
Yeah, he did. He did Jerry and the Pacemakers. The Nemesis.
That's right. I'd like to see you do Sgt. Pepper with Jerry at the pacemaker.
Yeah.
Now.
Yeah.
Says Paul McCartney.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Yeah.
In fact, he actually quit EMI like in the mid-60s, right? By the
Well,
end of
I think he realized, hey, I'm getting paid shitty for producing the Beatles.
Yeah.
I'm going to be an independent producer. And that's when he made his money. He said, I actually didn't make that much money with the Beatles.
No.
Because he was a staff producer for EMI.
Right, much like the Beatles, who didn't make much money.
No, they had
Brian
to-
Epstein.
Or like Elton John who didn't make any money, or like the Rolling Stones didn't make any money, or like nobody made any money.
That's right.
In the
Alan
60s.
Klein, that crook.
Until Eddie Money.
Yes.
Eddie Money made all the money. And you'll hear that in Tales of Eddie.
Tales of Eddie.
I think it was John Reed that sucked all the money from Elton John and other stuff.
Okay, there's only some
yuck.
crook.
But he also did that to a couple of other bands as well, so he was just...
Yeah.
Oh yeah, there was good money in ripping off bands.
Oh yeah, Badfinger, they got ripped off.
And
They were going to go places.
Right.
Yeah.
Anybody involved in Motown?
Nobody. They had it worse than anybody, it seems.
Yeah.
And Creedence.
Oh yeah, they got screwed over.
Well, just about the worst. And
Yeah.
And then they continued to self-screw, because now poor John Fogerty is...
well, he was.
Yeah, he sold his rights to his copyright to his songs.
Yeah.
So that was just to get the hell out of the lousy contract he was in.
Oh.
And that's really sad.
But he was
because-
getting sued by the guy that owned the copyright to Creedence for sounding too much like Creedence when he did concerts.
Right.
It's
So
like,
it's-
well, I'm.
Yeah, no, that's me. I wrote those
me.
songs.
I don't know. Sounds like you're just trying to rip off my copyright.
No, court ruled in favor of John's.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but
As it should.
that took a while.
Yeah.
So it's
Yeah, no, it's a lot of film.
people say it's a hard life being an actor.
Mhm.
At least
But
you've got a
at
union.
least you got a union with the. If you're a musician, you could be the best, most successful musician of all
Yeah.
time and not see a dime for 10 years. Or if you do see a dime, you're getting a dime, and the guy that you signed the contract with is getting $1.
Well, at least they got a musicians union. You know who's really getting screwed? Is
No.
people that do podcasts.
Oh, yeah, they're not getting hardly, they're getting like,
Yeah, we should form a union.
we should, yeah.
Oh, wouldn't that be funny?
Ah,
Saddle the whole podcast industry with a crippling union.
Yeah, we all joined the Teamsters.
they
We
protect
should.
us.
Sure they would.
Yeah.
Look what they did for Jimmy Hoffa.
Oh yeah, no, that's
Oh,
what?
Hey, but you know, everybody knows who he is.
Yeah.
Just
That's
not
true.
where he is.
Yeah.
It's not where, don't know where it is.
But we all, yeah,
Yeah, that's true. He is famous.
It's famous.
famous.
Oh, these two drinks are great.
Yeah, no,
I can.
It really opens the gift of the dad. You got the gift of the blarney.
Yeah, if you want to have a chatty night, have
Yeah.
a couple of very, they're not
Negroni
super
light.
boozy.
Or are they?
Yeah, they are, but they're not.
No, but they are.
My pants just went off.
Oh, oh God.
Yikes!
Speaking of dirty
You
stories.
said Paul McCartney was dirty.
Yeah.
I thought you said Paul McCartney was dirty.
No,
I said George Harrison's dirty.
I said Paul McCartney was dirty.
Here, I'm going to give you a little slice of life.
Oh, thanks.
Holly, who has sponsored one of our episodes.
Thank you,
before,
Holly.
Yes,
By the
thank
way.
you. Thank you.
She just texted me because she says, strangely enough, we just left work before we came here. And she texted me to say, I know what the alarm sounds like at work.
Oh, nice.
Did you set the alarm off?
I don't know. I said, uh-oh, what? And why? Well, you guys were talking. I sent that back off. Now, I also know what the alarm sounds like at work. But she says, I set the alarm, went out, and they're painting outside our building. And all the taping and paper they had put up over our door all got caught at the top of the door. I closed it, but the guy asked me to open it again so he could get the paper out. And then he would retape it.
Right, that makes sense.
He did ask if everyone was out. I guess I wasn't long enough, so when I opened it,
Yeah.
the alarm went off.
Oh.
Dude, it's loud.
Oh.
And thankfully I put my code in and it stopped. Now here's where I'm going to scare her.
Yeah.
This is where I'm going to type back to her and say, yeah, but then they phoned, and now
Yeah, the
no
police
one's
are coming.
Yeah. And that will scare her, because when we had an issue, the alarm went off, I turned it off, but then they phoned and then I answered.
Yes.
And I said, don't worry about
You
it.
have to give them the code.
Yeah, because they don't believe you.
No.
No.
Because you're just a guy on the
Hey,
phone saying,
I'm here. Don't worry about it. I'm just taking everything from the cases and I'm out of here. Oh, okay.
yeah, I know where everything is. So while you guys
Yeah.
tell dirty stories about
So-
Paul McCartney, I will respond to her.
So Giles Martin.
Yes.
Yeah, he did a lot of stuff. You guys saw? Did you see Giles when he was at? Or not Giles? George Martin when he was out there. Well, it was Tom and Jason.
Yeah.
Jason saw George.
Can you tell any stories from that Jason told you about the time they went to see George Martin?
I didn't really have any great stories, I don't think. He didn't reveal anything.
I only had one George Martin story and I told it already.
Oh, okay. Yeah, no, I have no further George Martin stories, other than he made his money after the Beatles.
He did?
Oh, yeah,
because he was independent.
He was an independent producer. He produced like America. He produced Cheap Trick. Oh God, he produced a lot of people.
Holy cow.
Yeah, no,
He wasted his energy on the Beatles.
it was just the warming up.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, he's he's a talented guy.
He did a speaking tour.
Mm-hmm.
Wonder if his son's going to do a speaking tour. He
Yeah,
should.
maybe in a few years. Yeah, no, Giles knows what he's doing.
Should we write him a letter? Should we follow him on Instagram?
I mean, he won a Grammy with his father for the music soundtrack to Love. I believe that's what he was. So
Oh, that's right. Yeah, they worked together on the
yeah,
the thing.
because George's hearing was very poor. I said I need Giles to be my ears because he's younger.
Right. You saw Love.
I saw love.
I saw love.
And you saw. We also love together.
Yes.
Really?
Oh.
Yeah, which is
That's
kind of
really,
funny.
that's more like that. That sounds a lot like that Paul McCartney story.
We all love together. Yeah, because I don't know if you remember this. We all went to Vegas together.
Yeah.
When was that?
2007, because it was the.
Wow.
Is it?
Well, my brother's 50th and random other people's.
No, it was Sheila's.
Sheil's 50th.
Yeah, your
That's
brother
that's
didn't
what
enter into it at all.
No, he didn't. He just tagged along.
I don't even know if he tagged along.
He was there.
Bill?
Yeah.
Oh, sure, because you were there. Well, that will never mind. That was
Yeah, I know. That we bought the
border incident. We call that.
Oh, the border incident. Yes. Said, oh, we're not coming.
Yeah.
Said, we're just gonna get another flight for $80. Well, I don't know. I'll miss the show. And so then I went down there and got the tickets to the show the next night.
To which show?
The Elton John.
Oh,
Red
again
Piano.
with the Elton John. You've given too much money to Elton John, but I'm going to forgive you because
Yeah.
I've given twice as much to the Beatles.
But yeah, so they missed they had tickets to see the Red Piano, but they missed that because they caught a later flight. And so I went down with them to the ticket office and said, oh, but they gave me, their flight was late, blah, blah, blah. They said, well, you guys can see it tomorrow night, but you have to sit in separate seats. And my brother was fine with that. And so was my sister-in-law.
Yeah, because they see each other all the time.
They do. Elton John's the one they don't see.
No.
So it worked out well.
Was there really Elton John?
It was really Elton John. And
Yeah.
I did not get to see that.
No, I didn't go to it either.
Because you hate him. You got the feud.
Well, it's not that I don't like Elton John.
You don't want to spend $150 to see him.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's.
Part of my problem is that I have a hard time focusing on red. Had he done the blue piano,
Yeah.
the green piano, the yellow piano, or the purple piano?
That's true. A lot of people don't know that.
You're colorblind.
I'm-
Can't-
Yeah.
But just
can't
one,
see
just
the
the one
red
color.
Yeah. Well, no, it's not even that I'm colorblind.
Yeah.
It's that I become furious like a bull.
Oh.
You see red.
Yeah.
Oh.
Had I seen a red piano, I would have charged the stage
Yeah.
and attempted to knock it over with my head.
That would no. That's not good.
So instead of that, Jennifer and I went to Dao and had a fantastic
What?
Chinese
a
American
restaurant.
meal at
Oh.
Dao.
What did we do? Oh, that's right. We went to and then we went to Trader Vic's.
Yeah, not that same night.
All right. Well,
I don't believe.
I don't know what I ate then.
I don't know either.
And the Trader Vic's isn't there anymore, right?
No,
No,
we
we-
managed to get in and out in the week and a half that Trader Vic's was open.
We killed it.
If it can't work, if it can't work in Vegas, you figure it's doomed.
Yeah.
The only place that works is Dubai.
Yeah.
Strangely.
Yeah.
Trader Vic's is big in the Middle East for some reason.
London.
Well, for some reason, and I hope the Trader Vic's people are listening.
I hope so.
I'm sure they are.
They had everything right in 1940, but nobody wants to have mushu pork for $45 now because I can get mushu pork for $12.
True.
And so they didn't. They tried to make themselves high end in the wrong way. They were too high end, I think, to support the tiki people that are predominant. There's a bunch of tiki people that will spend money on high end tiki, but there's a bunch of people that aren't
Just
interested
scraping by.
in that aspect of it.
Yeah.
High end Chinese is tough. It's tough for Chinese restaurants to have high end. There's a casino complex in Vancouver, the Park,
Right.
and they had a high-end Chinese restaurant in there,
Yep.
and it went under.
Sure.
Because at some point, someone's going to say, wait, is this rice? And then your waiter's going to say, yeah. And you're going to say, well, there's no reason that this rice should cost any more than about $2.
Yeah.
And that's being generous.
That's right. Oh, yeah.
And so that's the tough thing.
Yeah, no, they needed to up their game, and
Yeah.
you know, I remember I ordered the cup of coffee. I think it was $3.50.
And it was full of rice.
It was full rice. No, it was a gas station coffee because nobody orders coffee at Trader Vic's for obvious reasons, and so it had been sitting on the percolator since noon. And I remember I wrote them a nasty email.
Right? Oh, did you?
I did.
And when did you get back?
Nothing.
No, they closed that
Because they
store
closed
down.
instead. But I said, you know, if you're going to charge $3.50 for a cup of coffee, why don't you do a French press?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah,
How about a pour over? Couldn't they do
A pour over.
Pour over.
And
Whatever that
instead of giving me stuff from the you know 60-liter
Yeah.
you know industrial aluminum.
We got most of the grounds out of the urn.
Yeah,
For you.
We got the coffee urn at the back. They go, that's $3.50. I've had better coffee than my parents. No offense, folks.
Mm.
But I have.
Yeah. So that's the tricky thing with and they have those big onions. I think they call them the Chinese ovens.
Yeah.
And they're special.
Yeah.
But the only way you know that they're special is that they have a blurb on the back of the menu that says what's so special about these ovens. And if I'm right,
Yeah.
they probably operate like an oven.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're not
So a
really.
brick pizza oven
Yeah,
cooks a pizza a little differently than a regular oven.
it does. And that's fascinating to the point of, is my pizza ready?
it's-
And then you eat your pizza.
Good point.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We say, oh, that's why there's black bits on it? And they say, yeah, it's
Yeah.
really hot. You
Yeah,
know,
so
well, you
it's-
should get a conventional oven.
Yeah. This burning stuff is, we got rid of this in the 1920s. We got modern ovens.
Yeah, you should get an electric oven. Because these flame ovens are
Yeah.
no good.
Yeah,
No. Inconsistent heat.
Yeah,
You're never gonna
burning,
get it
it's
right.
bubbling.
Yeah.
Why is this all black? Look, it's an Italian pizza oven. Well, it's done a shitty job.
Yeah. How much did that cost
It's
you?
just like the pizzas were in the 1400s.
Yeah, this is like the pizza of savages.
Well, this Friday I will be on another podcast as a guest.
Really?
Yes. So by the time you hear this, folks,
Mhm.
it'll be yesterday, because, well, it'll be in the past.
By the
If
time
you,
you hear this,
if
it'll
you
be
listen
yesterday.
Saturday night,
Right.
it will happen on the Friday, but I can't give too many details yet because, well, I haven't done it yet, so.
Oh, okay. Well, are you going to go to a place to record it, or are you going to
Yeah, I'm
go
going to my basement. I'm doing it via teleconference.
Really?
It won't be-
Well, why don't we record this in your basement?
Yeah.
Because it's messy and there's hardly any room and.
That's where we
Yeah, we thrive.
shine.
Oh, we're at our best.
We're like roaches.
Yeah. But I'll be promoting the show,
Oh, fantastic.
so we'll see what happens. I'll give you more details.
We're
on
on the
show.
cusp of big things.
We are. I will not be on a podcast in the next week or two. How about you, Fred? Have you got anything to not plug?
I got nothing. I'm thinking about getting a haircut though.
Fantastic. Tune into that,
Yeah.
and we're going to compare it. Well, hopefully Eddie's going to send in a story about the time he got in his hair.
Oh,
And
nice.
then it's going to be
Yeah.
cut versus cut.
Can we get pictures?
It's going to be cut for time.
Yeah, exactly.
We'll see. The challenge has been issued, and Eddie's a good man. He will step up to this.
Yeah.
I
I know it's a
hope.
little bit late.
Oh,
You know, it's been a while.
right.
Does anybody have a preference? My 2 drinks
Oh.
are empty.
After I drank them both, I enjoyed them both.
I think I'm gonna go for the unusual.
It's got, man, it's tough because I really enjoy the bitterness of Jason Dedrick and also
Yeah.
of the Sloe-Groni. But so I'm sort of torn to the unusual because it's sweeter, but sweeter doesn't make it better,
Yeah, it's a syrup.
does it?
Sweeter doesn't make it better, but sweeter sometimes makes it more enjoyable.
Oh, sure. If you're gonna go by enjoyability,
Yeah,
That's a whole different-
I think I enjoyed the unusual Negroni
I
more
did.
for the sweetness aspect.
Mhm.
I did not like the Sloe-Groni to begin with, but once I got my head, as I said at the time, wrapped around it, I was like, oh, this is what it tastes like.
it had been your first drink, I think, or my first drink. I think I would have liked it maybe a little better.
Mhm.
And that's where when I insisted that we do the unusual because that's the way it came out of the printer.
Did he insist? I don't remember really insisting.
Oh, you don't remember the argument? We
Mm.
edited it out of the final cut of the show.
Okay, 'cause it was a shame we couldn't edit it back in the raw footage here to find out what you were actually
You
up
said,
to.
should we do that one first? And I said, yes.
I will add one thing here, and then we'll wrap up the show because we've been on for far too long. I went to school with a girl named Tracy Grono.
Mhm.
And did you tip big?
Yeah, but every time I see the name Sloe-Groni,
Yes.
it makes me think of Tracy Grono.
Mhm.
And she was really, really a nice, wonderful person.
Oh,
And her family ended up on some difficult times.
oh.
And I don't know, I doubt if she listens to the show,
Mhm.
but if Tracy Grono listened to this show,
Yeah.
I would tell her that I am thinking of her and I remember her well.
Oh, good.
Yeah.
That's pretty nice. Holy cow, a couple of drinks. It
Oh.
just changes your whole
The,
personality.
the bad story happened for Tracy Grono, but she
No.
was an awesome and fun and wonderful person, and I hope the best for her.
Me too.
Yes.
Me too.
Exactly.
I didn't even know her, but I wish her the best.
Oh, yeah.
And we've got, if all things go according to plan, the next episode we'll have a guest.
A guest, our very first guest.
And really, because we've had Eric, but he wasn't really a guest, he was just a substitute.
Yes, he was more a substitute. If anything, he was a guest host.
Yeah.
This is the three of us with a fourth.
Yeah.
In fact, I might not even come.
No, we have to ask her questions, hard-hitting questions.
Do we? I don't even know what the process is going to be here.
I don't know. I
don't
mean, it's
know.
all new to
We're
us.
gonna do 2 cocktails.
I don't know.
No? You think maybe we should, you thinking appetizers? We're gonna change it to a cooking show?
I'm not going to say anything because you know her. I don't know her at all.
But you did a show with her.
No, I didn't do a show with her. You think I've done a show with her?
You were there.
I was not there.
Oh.
I wasn't in the show.
Were you?
No.
What show were you in?
I was in Dead Like Me.
Oh.
Ryan.
Oh, the one
Born
where...
yesterday?
Born Yesterday. I was in Born Yesterday.
Oh, okay.
And she did Robin Face. What did she do? I didn't know what
Robin
she
Hood?
did. I
The
didn't
one
know.
we wrote?
I didn't know if we wrote it.
Well, we stripped it down to bare bones and we hung new words on the old script.
Right.
Right. But she has her own podcast.
She has her
right?
own podcast, Miss Q's, about theater. She's had some interesting interviews this week. Really short, but they're very, very good with it. People from a theater conference. back
She's
east.
doing interviews?
She might.
Well,
We'll see how it
we're
goes.
going to give her
Is
the
she
whole
making?
episode.
Is she making the cocktails? Or she's just here to?
We may be able to get her to make one. I think we can make. She wants to do there's a sour. She wants to do.
Mhm.
So I think we make her do that one. We make her do it. No,
Sure.
Even she protests.
Yeah.
We
Yeah.
say, you know what? You're doing it.
I know this is a great way to attract guests
Oh,
to the
really?
show. We're gonna.
Yikes.
Force them.
If Ryan Reynolds comes on the show, we will make the drink. Unless he
He'll-
wants to make the drink.
He'll do whatever he wants. To be fair, she'll probably do whatever she wants.
Well, she better not, because this is Dave's casa.
With Dave's permission, she'll
I don't
do
know.
whatever. You know.
I know. I'm not in.
She'll do a
It'll be
drink.
the two of you guys
Yeah.
and a special guest.
She'll do a drink, and then we'll do a drink, and we'll just see how they compare.
I don't know.
They're going to be based on rosé wines.
Right. They don't have any wine.
She bringing rosé wine?
They'll be rosé wine.
I don't know about this. Anyway,
There's a whiskey sour with a rosé wine float.
that's just a whiskey sour with a rosé wine float.
That's what I'm saying.
Well, we've done that now. That's the recipe. That'll be on our website. Make a whiskey sour and pour rosé wine in it.
More to it than that, and then I was going to pick something else from there was a list of about 20 other rosé based cocktails, and there's about 4 or 5 that are pretty interesting.
Well, we're very excited about this,
Yeah.
/ dreading the whole thing.
Oh, it'll be a disaster, or it'll be great.
So tune in next time for Tales of Eddie.
Looking forward to that.
Yes.
Yeah.
Maybe Eddie should be on the show.
Yeah, he should be on the show. Yeah, so
He can't cross Fraser Street.
let Kate know that she's been bumped.
Yeah.
All a full hour of Tales of Eddie.
Tales of Eddie. Wow.
She can phone in one.
Seems fair.
You're gonna do it on over Skype or something when you're doing your podcast?
It's called Zoom, actually.
Yeah,
but
tell
it's
her to Zoom us.
Zoom. Yeah, it's a teleconferencing.
Really?
Sorry, Kate. Better luck next time.
You're gonna be zoomed.
But,
But remember,
I'm gonna mention Negroni Week one more time. It started in 2013 with between Imbibe Magazine and Campari came up with the idea. And they've been doing it since then. They've raised millions of dollars for charities around, I'm going to say North America. And so if you do go out for Negroni Week, and I hope you do, go to one of the many bars. You can go to the Negroni Week website and see who in your area is hosting it.
yes, but don't go on Internet Explorer because the page crashes. So go on Chrome or Safari or something else.
Exactly. Anything but what he said.
Because I tried to do it today, and honestly, it would not show you what venues had it.
Oh, so sad. Locally, Earl's and Uli's, and there's a couple of others, but those are the main ones, from my perspective. But go out, have a Negroni or two, as long as somebody else is driving. And if you like the Negroni, which you should, it's a 1-to-1-to-1 ratio. What can go wrong? I mean, unless they don't give you a nice orange peel. It's going to be a great drink. You're going to love it.
Check the picture of me flaming that orange peel.
Oh, yeah, you're going to love that too.
And then what else should you do?
you should go to our social media channels. Is what you should do.
Oh yeah, no, you should go to our Instagram account, which is at Cocktail Podcast. Also our Twitter.
No, we don't have Twitter.
Go to Twitter.
And
search in vain.
Search in vain for our handle. Go to Facebook, which just look for us on Facebook.
Cocktail Gents on
Yeah.
Facebook.
And drunkpodcast.ca.
That's right, which will take you right to our website,
Yes.
weekly website.
But what else should you do?
Well,
Oh,
Oh.
there you go.
All that
More
being
wings
equal.
for James Joyce.
when you've done all that,
Orwell. Who did wings?
I think James Joyce ripped the wings off of George Orwell.
Mm.
But if you're happy with your drink, and there's no reason why you shouldn't be, you should do what any gentleman of eloquent leisure would do, and dip. Wow. Put your hand deep into your pocket and grab the last shekels, your last farthings from your pocket, and slap them on the counter, and tip big.
Big.
A little out of sync there.
I'll fix it in post.
Wow. Almost 90 minutes exactly.
Yeah.
1 hour 29.
I wanted this to be about
And
a
it's as easy
45
as that, folks.